Hello, how's it going? Hope you're having a great day today. Uh, Back on Magic Online. Still going to go over to Arena from time to time. Probably a few more games this week. I want to try out that four color aura deck in best of three. That's my goal for the end of the week. Anyways, today I wanted to jump on MTGO, see what the modern metagame has become. I think everything has rolled out now. I'm pretty sure certainly the bans went out on Monday, so Uro is gone and other annoying cards are gone. And then I think they said that Wednesday the Cascade ruling was going to be updated on the program. There was an update this morning, so hopefully that went through. I don't have to deal with any of that nonsense that was plaguing the modern metagame. Instead, I'm gonna plague the modern metagame with some zombies, specifically Plague Belcher. Yeah. This is a deck that I have been sitting on for quite a long time. It is a deck that Aspiringspike kind of put together. I changed a few little things here, but 99% his deck. I'm not sure what his current build of the deck is because this is something from 2 or 3 months ago that just looked super interesting to me. I've always been a big fan of tribes, and I think zombies are one of the coolest tribes. So here is the deck list. We're playing 19 lands, a lot of creatures, 31 of them. I'll go over the creatures very quickly. Of course, you're playing a zombie deck. You're going to be playing Carrion Feeder. Carrion Feeder can't block whatever. He's only a 1/1. However, he gets bigger whenever we sacrifice a creature with Carrion Feeder. He gets +1/+1. Now, the important part about Carrion Feeder is that he is a unrestricted sack outlet for our creatures, and that'll be important for some of the cards that I'll mention in a few minutes. Next, we are playing Crypt Breaker, maybe one of the weaker cards in the deck. I'm not sure. It is a 1/1 for one. It has an ability where we can pay one generic, a black, tap it, discard a card, and create a 2/2 black zombie. Maybe this will come up in some very fringe scenarios, but I think for the most part, we want him for his second ability, tap 3 untap zombies you control, draw a card, and lose 1 life. So if we get into a spot where we need a little bit of gas, we can use Crypt Breaker to find us some cards. But we'll see. Next, okay, sure, Fatal Push. It's a black deck in Modern. There's a ton of 2 CMC or less creatures that are very problematic. You're going to play Fatal Push in the main. Gravecrawler is very strong, also can't block, but it says you may cast Gravecrawler from your graveyard if you control another zombie. So the idea is if you have Carrion Feeder out onto the battlefield, you can sack Gravecrawler. He goes in the graveyard, and then you can recast him for 1 black and loop that over and over again. And that'll have more relevance in a few minutes. Sure, I'm not going to go over all the creatures, just going to go down the list of the 1 CMC cards. We have Village Rites, more card draw. Got to sack a creature to do that, but we don't care. Our creatures are very disposable. They keep coming back. Great card. Aether Vial. You're playing a creature-based deck. Aether Vial is going to be in it, of course. Undead Augur. He is going to be our main source of drawing, I think. He is black, 2/2. Whenever Undead Augur or another zombie you control dies, draw a card and lose 1 life. So very similar effect as the Crypt Breaker, except it's not tapping 3 zombies. It is a zombie dying on our side of the field. And of course, like I already mentioned, we'd have a lot of ways of killing our own zombies for great value. Soul Diviner is one of the newest cards in this deck. It is a Dimir card, a blue-black, 2/3. The 3 is probably pretty relevant. It has an ability, tap, remove a counter from an artifact, creature, land, or planeswalker you control. Draw a card. So we are going to be putting counters on Carrion Feeder. We're going to be putting counters on our Aether Vial. We're also going to be putting counters on creatures with Plague Belcher. They're going to be -1/-1 counters. They're still counters, though. Soul Diviner can remove those counters, draw us a card in the process. Yeah, pretty cool tech. Next, Plague Belcher. He is the big 5/4 for 3 with Menace, and it says when he enters the battlefield, put 2 -1/-1 counters on target creature you control. So this is kind of a downside. We have to obviously put it on a creature that might die, but we could put it on Soul Diviner. He'll survive in that case. We can also put it on a creature that's very disposable, like a Crypt or Gravecrawler. He dies, who cares? He comes back from the graveyard, no big deal. We could also just put it on himself, and then Soul Diviner can remove those counters. Now, The counters are the side part. The next bit of text is the real reason we're playing Plague Belcher. Whenever another zombie you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life. And we're also playing Diregraph Captain that has a similar line of text. Whenever another zombie you control dies, target opponent loses 1 life. So if we have some of these cards out onto the battlefield, we can just start, killing off our own creatures, bringing them back from the graveyard, and the opponent's going to get drained out very quickly. Next, we're also playing Murderous Rider as a one-of. It is just a very good removal spell. Kills a planeswalker, kills a creature. We got to pay 2 life and 3 for it, whatever, not a big deal. And then it is also a 2/3 zombie knight if we need it with lifelink, and he never really goes away whenever, well, if he gets exiled, he goes away. But if he dies, he just goes on the bottom of our library. And the last creature, the big mama, 3 black, 3/2, Geralf's Messenger. One of my favorite cards because this is actually, from my earliest memories of playing cards, I think back in 2012 when I started for a very short period of time. I quit after a couple of months. This guy was in the format. He was around. I remember buying my first altar, which was a Messenger, and I have it around here somewhere. So this guy, always love seeing him. When he enters the battlefield, target opponent loses 2 life, and then he has Undying. So if he doesn't have a +1/+1 counter on him, he comes back to the field with a +1/+1 counter on him. This is very cool because we can remove the +1/+1 counter with Soul Diviner or even Plague Belcher in some very weird niche cases, and keep sacking him. He keeps coming back from the graveyard, hitting the opponent for 2. If we have a Plague Belcher on the battlefield or a Diregraph Captain, it's going to be an extra point of damage. So you can kind of see this deck is not really heavy on the lords like most tribal decks are. We do have 1 lord, the Diregraph Captain. It's more kind of synergistic around card draw and pinging the opponents down with some of our 3-drops. And then, of course, there are other ways to win. Carrion Feeder is going to get very big, although it's very vulnerable. 1 Fatal Push gets rid of it, or, the plethora of other cards that are in the format that are going to kill 1 CMC creatures. But if he goes unchallenged, he can get up very big, very quickly in the game. Next, in the sideboard, we're playing some Thought Seizes, just in case we run into some, control decks or some pesky decks, combo decks, for example. In testing, I just wanted to do 1 quick game with this deck before jumping on here to do this, and I ran into a 9 lives Solemnity deck in Modern. All right. Sounds cool. So we run into something like that. We're going to definitely want to have Thoughtseize in our sideboard. We can bring it in over the Fatal Pushes and hopefully take out those combo pieces before they become a problem. Next, Plague Engineer. Maybe we run into something like Spirits, Humans, Merfolk. Who knows what other tribes are out there. Name them. They get -1/-1. Such a good card from Modern Horizons. Leyline of the Void to blank our opponent's graveyard synergies. This is not a symmetrical card. It says if a card would be put into an opponent's graveyard from anywhere, exile it instead. We have a lot of graveyard synergies. We don't want to see things like Rest in Peace or Grafdigger's Cage or Leylines of the Void from our opponents, but sometimes we want to play our own Leyline to stop what the opponent is up to. Pithing Needle to stop, again, more combo-oriented things, maybe Planeswalkers, sure. Damping Sphere to bring in against Tron, maybe Storm, definitely Storm, stopping all their, getting their Storm count up by casting a ton of spells, and then Tron to kill off the Tron lands. Dragon's Claw, slow down the Prowess decks probably, or not mono red, Boros Burn. No, mono red, sure, too. Any kind of red-oriented deck, we're going to bring that in, gain a little bit of life. Hopefully it gives us the staying power that we need to win the game. Unfortunately, this deck does have a lot of things that are kind of doing damage to us as well. For example, Undead Augur, he's going to do 1 damage to us. Gravecrawler, no, not Gravecrawler, Cryptbreaker is going to do 1 damage to us when we use his ability to draw 1 card. So there are ways that we can kind of drain ourselves down, and of course we have fetch lands, whole nother problem. So we don't want to be doing too much damage to ourselves in the face of a red deck. And finally, Feed the Swarm. Actually, this is the newest card in the deck, not Soul Diviner. Destroy target creature or enchantment an opponent controls. You lose life equal to the permanent's mana cost for 2 and a sorcery. So if the opponent has a Leyline of the Void out on the battlefield, or a plethora of other nasty enchantments. We're going to need something like this to take care of those enchantments so that we can pull off our game plan. So here's the deck. I think it's pretty cool. I don't know if it's going to work, but I'm going to run it through a league. I'm going to have some fun with it. That's all that matters. And thanks for watching the intro. See you in the games. Take care. Okay, playing some Dimir Zombies in Modern, seeing if this tribe has any wheels in this new post-Uro world. Maybe. We are on the draw. Hand looks okay. 3 lands, a little heavy, especially with an Aether Vial, but hopefully we draw a little bit more action. Love to see a Gravecrawler, especially with the amount of mana that we have with the Carrion Feeder. That'd be great. Opponent leading on an Aspiring Vantage. Got to imagine this is Boros Burn. Probably one of the decks that I expect to run into the most today, just because a lot of people are going to be, well, nobody knows what the meta is going to be like, and in that case Boros Burn is always a very good choice because it's just an old reliable deck that we know it works. It'll be fine if you're playing Boros Burn. So the opponent plays out a mountain. Hopefully he doesn't have a burn spell to go along with his Monastery Swiftspear to pump up the prowess. I suspect he probably does, though. They usually do. Yep, there's the Boros Charm. So we're taking an additional 5 damage this turn, and we are hurting. The Undead Augur draw was okay, but it also is going to deal a lot of damage to us, and I'm not sure I want to be doing that. Anyways, play out the Cabinet of Souls, name Zombies, of course. I could put out the Soul Diviner. He'd be a pretty good blocker. Yeah, I guess. We'll do that. A little worried about like a Searing Blaze in this matchup if the opponent has a land to trigger the landfall. That's going to get a lot of value. We can, of course, throw in the Carrion Feeder with the Aether Vial to, I don't know, get a little value on our side instead of taking, we're still going to take that initial 3 damage from the Searing Blaze. So the opponent is going in. I got to imagine he's got like Bolt, well, 2 cards in hand. He's suspended a Rift Bolt, so that'll be coming down next turn to be kind of annoying. I think I just have to block. Yeah. Even if he kills the Soul Diviner or has the spells to do it, I still have to put this zombie in front of it. I got to conserve my life total a little bit in this matchup. It might have also been right. Oh, no. What am I saying? I was going to say block with the Carrion Feeder, but a Carrion Feeder can't block. I was going to say put out the Carrion Feeder, double block. No. Of course that doesn't work. So he definitely has something. So the Soul Diviner is not going to die, thankfully. But I don't get to kill the Monastery Swiftspear, which I didn't expect to be able to kill. Alright. So put that out. Pump up our Aether Vial to 2. Put out this Polluted Delta. We are down to 9. He has a Rift Bolt cooking and 1 more card in hand. So things are looking a little dicey on my side of the field. Kind of want to put out the Plague Belcher. Yeah, I want to put out the Plague Belcher. No, gotta crack that first, of course. Go down to 9. Just grab a Swamp. Don't need to risk my life anymore. Put this out, and then I'm going to put these counters on the Soul Diviner. And now he doesn't really have a good target other than my face for the Rift Bolt, which I suspect is what he's going to be doing. And then I can also flash in the Undead Augur with the Aether Vial. I think that's probably going to be the best position. I may as well swing in with the Carrion Feeder. I did this before attacking with the Soul Diviner because I want to tap him later if it comes up and be able to draw a card by removing one of those -1/-1 counters from him. Okay, let's see where he puts his Rift Bolt. I gotta suspect it's going to be right here on the face. That's what a burn player does, right? Yes, he does. Okay, kind of gotta hope he's not drawing any action over there. It's very possible that we're already dead. Well, there's the skewer. Sometimes there's just not a whole lot you can do against burn. I mean, this is perfect. 3 lands, 1 creature, and just gas. Monster draw. All right, so that sucked, but hey, that's the world we live in. So we do have Dragon's Claws to bring in. I don't think it's worth it to bring in Thoughtseize because we're kind of just doing his job for him. I mean, maybe. Still, I think the Fatal Pushes are a lot more valuable. They have a lot of 2 CMC or less creatures. So, Dragon Claws come in. What comes out? I think Cryptbreaker is a little weak. And I think I want to take out one of the Undead Augurs because I'm not really a big fan of murdering myself in this matchup. Okie doke. So this hand, okay, looking a lot better than our previous one. We can lead on a Gravecrawler and then get out that Dragon's Claw to start gaining a little bit of passive life throughout the match. Go, Gravecrawler. Really like to find a Carrion Feeder for a sack out. Oh, I would trade all day with this. Please attack. What? Oh, what am I saying? Okay, so I got to get in my head. It's been a long time since I played zombies. I got to get in my head that Gravecrawler and Carrion Feeder can't block. Of course they can't block. I think that is probably better than playing out the the Dragon's Claw, just because getting rid of Burns creatures is a huge upside. Okay, and we get to play out the second Gravecrawler. Sure. Wow, a lot more clicks on MTGO than there are on MTGA. It's been about 2 weeks since I played MTGO, and yeah, gotta get used to all them clicks. So Eidolon of the Great Revels is nasty, but hey, we find a Fatal Push. Let's attack in. You know what? I think I'm okay with the Eidolon being on the board right now. Just play out the Dragon's Claw, and then maybe next turn Fatal Push. Okay, there's a Swift Spear. Feels good to be back, though. Oh, I've definitely missed Modern. Always yes. So opponent taking a little bit of damage. Need to find the 3rd land. That's not a 3rd land. Okay. What do I want to do here? I could Fatal Push the Eidolon, attack in for 2, and then bring back a Gravecrawler. I'm not sure I want to be doing that. I could also... Yeah. If I attack him with the Gravecrawlers, I think he probably blocks with the Eidolon. And just trades it. Yeah, that's... I could also just do that. Just attack with 1. If he blocks it, I can bring it back, hold up a Fatal Push for his turn. If he doesn't block it, I deal 2 damage. I don't necessarily want to attack him with both, I don't think. Ooh, the lines are a little bit more complicated in Modern. Oh no. I can't remember what I gotta do. Okay. Does he trade off an Eidolon, you think? I think I'm gonna attack with 1. I'm happy trading the Swift Spear. Okay. That's fine. Bring him back out. That was a huge mistake. I should not have tapped the swamp. Had to have tapped the Cavern of Souls. Okay, Lightning Helix, gain a little life. He's taking 4 damage though. Well, taking 1 damage effectively. Attacks in with both. Sure. Ooh, second Dragon's Claw. Definitely attacking. So he's in a weird position where he can't really cast anything. But I'm also going to get in a weird position where I can't cast anything either. I'm going to take 4 damage here. That would give me like 1 more spell for the rest of the game. He would attack in. I can't play out this Dragon's Claw. I'm going to take 4 damage next turn. If I cast the Fatal Push, I only take 2 minus the 4, so take 6, and then I can cast out 1 more creature. I think I have to pass. I have to Fatal Push one of the Eidolons on his attack. I think I might have just lost this game by not killing the Eidolon right away. So now if he has a burn spell, I die. All right, opponent. Good, much better play than I was on. I think there was definitely a different line there. I could have won. Most certainly. I'm kaputz here. No? Got to get my head back in Modern. Been playing the easy format. Oh, so the Skullcrack helps a little, but not enough. If he has a Lightning Bolt, dunzo. Yeah. Okie doke. So I think my thinking was correct to leave the Eidolons alone, but things just didn't quite work out. I really wish I hit that 3rd land. Could have put out a Plague Belcher or the Garrus Messenger. Also, who knows? Definitely going to have to go back and rewatch that one because I think things could have gone a little bit differently. Anyways, go on to the next one. Wow, the league's just started not too long ago. Already up to 15 trophies. I guess it has been 3 or 4 weeks almost. I wonder how many of these trophies are on the back of the Cascade nonsense with Tybalt. Gotta at least be a few. Hey, Dr. Queller, gaining 5 trophies. The Spirits player. Big respect for him. Okay, on to the second game. Got those shaking off those cobwebs a little bit. Gotta get back into Modern. All right, decides to go first. Okay, we got 3 lands. Got some action. Got our captain. Look at that art, man. Oh boy. So we'll be keeping this one. Opponent mulliganing down to 5. Oof. Might be the help I need to get through this league with this deck. Just maybe. Okay, Tron. Here we go. Tron, another deck that's coming back to life after the Euro bans, or all the bans that went through. Fatal Push, a little bit dead in this matchup. That's fine. Lead on the Gravecrawler. Do have Damping Spheres in the sideboard for Tron, but not a whole lot else. Probably bring in Feed the... No, what am I saying? Feed the Swarm's not an artifact. Useless. Maybe the Thoughtseize is over the Fatal Pushes, though. Certainly going to happen. Pithing Needle, maybe? Lots of good game against Tron. So even though he mulliganed down to 5, I've seen Tron decks keep 3 and do crazy things. Still managed to get turn 3 Tron into a Karn Liberated, which he just found. Hopefully he's not on another land. That'd be fantastic. Oh, of course it's... Oh. Alright. That's what you sign up for when you play Modern. Okay, Carrion Feeder's not too bad. So, load up the board with all the boys. Attack for 2. I could have held him back and drawn a card off of the Crypt Breaker, but I think it's probably fine to just get in for 2. This is my welcome back to Modern. Turn 3 Tron on a mull to 5. Oh. At least this Karn Liberated doesn't have like a super good target. I'm kind of headache already. Yeah. You got the Karn. Oh, I shouldn't auto yield. Turn off. Whatever, unless he targets a land, if he targets a creature, I can sack it with a Carrion Feeder. And then we have the Diregraph Captain to follow up, so we can get rid of the Karn. Some icing on this sour cake. Okay. That's fine. Well, we're not getting rid of the Karn now. Can still put a good amount of damage on him, though. So, throw out the Captain. A very good target for him to exile with Karn, but he is going to take 7 damage, so he would have to sack his Karn to take out the Colossus, or Captain. Diregraph... Oh, yeah, Diregraph Colossus is a card. He's fun. 3-drop, 2/2 that makes a bunch of zombies when he enters the battlefield. And he has badass art. Giant made of zombies. Yeah. Okay, opponent's got a decision to make. He's going to go dig for a card, I'm certain, with this sphere. Sure. Sylvan Scrying, just in case he didn't have enough mana. He's going to go get 3 more. Oh, Sanctum of Ugin. Okay. And a Blast Zone. Oh, and a Blast Zone. Why does everything have to line up so perfectly against my decks? It's just rude. Is there any reason to... No. Alright. Well, opponent's going to get drained for a little bit. Sure. Alright. Well, attack Karn for a measly 2, and I don't like the position I'm in at all. I think I'm just going to play out this guy and this guy from the grave. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. This is a hostile environment. Got to imagine he got the Sanctum of Ugin because he has another big card in his hand, maybe Ugin or Ulamog, and that's going to get him another big thing. So he gets our Plague Belcher, sure. This Karn is soaking up so much. Who thought +4 was a good idea? +4. Come on. Yes. All right. So keep pounding on old Karn boy. He's down to 3. Or 2, rather. So he can't do the -3. He's going to plus get the Fatal Push. I guess I could have not attacked for the 2 and made a zombie there. I'm not sure. There's another tower. Oh no. Okay. Sure. So we bring in our Damping Spheres. I also like the Pithing Needles. Kind of don't hate the Thought Seizes. Fatal Pushes feel real bad in this matchup. Take out 1 Crypt Breaker, maybe 2 Crypt Breakers. Plague Belcher, maybe? Try something like that. All right. So, we'll get there. We'll see. This deck might get better. The little zombie that could. I'm at least in good spirits. Playing zombies, it's always fun. Just wish we weren't running into the heavy hitters after a ban. Okay. Whew. All right. A little better. It's not great, though. It's way too slow. Part of me wants to just throw it back. But it's playable, and who knows what 5 would look like. Okay. Lead on the swamp, get the Aether Vial out, and pass it over to the opponent. Okay, at least it's a chromatic sphere and not a map. Sure, a 2-drop would be nice here. Hey, that's a pretty good 2-drop. Do I run it out now? Yeah, I think I do. Because if we draw a land next turn, we want to play out the captain. I'm sure he's got a contingency against it, and maybe there's arguments to actually waiting on the Damping Sphere because he has access to green mana with this Chromatic Sphere, and that's the thing that he needs to pretty much get rid of the Damping Sphere. So he makes the green. He has another on-point Urza land. Does he have also... Well, no. Okay, so he is going to have Tron next turn, but Damping Sphere is turning it off. Unless he goes and grabs a forest here, which he might do. In which case, didn't matter when we played out the Damping Sphere. He grabs a Blast Zone. Okay. So we get out the Crypt Breaker. Hope to draw land. Put the Aether Vial up to 2. Okay, well, we get our land. Let's start attacking. That's not a whole lot of game plan against this Tron deck. We put out our Damping Sphere. Now we just kind of got to attack as much as we can. There's the Blast Zone. Most likely pumping it up to 2 next turn. Or this turn. And then he can blast away the Damping Sphere. Okay, well, that's a really good card, but in the face of a Blast Zone that's going off next turn, I can't exactly play that out. I could discard and make a 2/2 zombie. It'll be a 3/3. That's a little bit more pressure. I don't think it's worth it. I think I may as well attack in for 2. Okay. So the opponent down to 14. He's going to waste his next turn on the Damping Sphere. We can bring in the Murderous Rider on his end step. Okay. Do it early. No. He's going to be smart and wait. Okay. So attacking in for 7. That's good. And then the Geralf's Messenger can come in, deal another 2 damage to him. All right. I mean, this is going to be our best shot, right? Okay, bye-bye Sphere. Did a lot for us. So now the big one would be Ugin. We don't want to see Ugin. All his dust would also be pretty miserable. But a Karn, not too concerned about a Karn. A Wormcoil Engine would be pretty miserable because I'm not sure I probably just can't get in for that last bit of damage over the lifelink. It's going to come down to this. See if we can pick up at least 1 with zombies. Come on. Come on. Deserve this. Well, there's the forest, so he's up to 8. Ooh, digging. Good. So that means it's not going to be an Ugin this turn, which would have been probably the worst one. Ugin and all his dust. Second worst one is going to be the Wormcoil, like I said. The Karn, I hope he plays out the Karn. Maybe he's thinking Karn, kill the captain. Yeah. Okay. So I think we are golden. Even just with this messenger, we're golden because it's going to... Well, no. It needs a little bit of help. It's going to deal 5 damage and then a little bit more from him. Yes, sir. All right. So we got 8 damage coming in on the opponent. Opponent, what are you doing? Man, wouldn't it be great for zombies to take down Tron? Ooh. Okay, I think our configuration is about as good as it's going to get. So, run it back. I think that was on a mull to 6 as well, right? Got very lucky peeling the Damping Sphere on the second draw right on time. All right. Game 3 coming down to it versus Tron. Opponent a little bit slow over there. A sub 15 minutes. I just can't keep that, right? Ooh, yeah, I almost pushed that wrong button. A mulligan, yeah. Okay, we got a couple of lands. Got ways to draw. Pitch Captain. Okay, so this hand's looking a little dicey. I really wish I had like a Thoughtseize or... you know, I'm going to get lucky again. I'm going to peel the Damping Sphere on turn 2. Don't worry about it. Although when Tron is on the play, sometimes even a turn 2 Damping Sphere is not good enough. Opponent down to 5 cards. Finds the tower. And a star. Sure. Sure. Not sure what all the delays are over there. Come on, man. Okay, so lead on probably Darkslick Shore into Carrion Feeder unless we peel a Thoughtseize. Come on, man. It's possible he's just running into a little bit of lag. We'll imagine that's what it is. So, we don't have a Thoughtseize, so Carrion Feeder go. Okay, sacks the star, draws a card, makes a green, yada yada yada. There's the Ancient Stirrings, of course. My favorite Ancient Stirrings art. Cute little jade cat, I guess. He finds a spatial contortion. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah. And there's the map. Man, they never fail to find Tron, eh? Never fails. Oh, yeah. Here I am getting all salty about him finding the map. All right. He's cracking the map. Probably, what is he getting? Blast Zone again. Same plan. We're a little bit slow because we're a turn behind as opposed to the last game. There's the Blast Zone. Gonna take him a little while to get up to that, but I don't think I'm applying nearly enough pressure. Well, Cavern of Souls is okie dokie. Could put out the Undead Augur and the Crypt Breaker. Could just put out the Diagraph Captain. Could put out the one of these two and hold up Village Rites. I got to imagine he's going to be on the Destroy plan. I don't hate putting out the Augur. It's fine that he's going to get a little bit more value. We're going to draw cards off of the Augur. Oh, no. Oh, no. What a catastrophic mistake by my... Oh. All right, so I forgot that Damping Sphere. Good card design. It is symmetrical, so it means that I also can only play one card a turn. What I should have done is tapped a little differently, so I could have at least held up Village Rites. But again, those modern cobwebs, it's going to take me a little while. Shake everything off. Gotta imagine he's just pumping up the blast zone. Yep. Okay. So, a little bit of a brain fart, as expected from yours truly. Another auger. Not great. So, gonna attack in just for 3. Play out the Crypt Breaker. Tapping the correct land. Got to get it through my head that Cavern of Souls always used for the creature spells. Even though we don't have that many non-creature spells in the deck. And then I can hold up Village Rites to at least sack the Undead Augur, draw a bunch of cards. Okay. I'm, again, assuming that he's a bad player and he's going to pop it off now. Of course he's not going to do that. So the right play was Diregraph Colossus on the last turn. Ooh, poor play. Poor play all over the place. Okay. Attack in. Let's see if we can force it now. He wants to save 2 life, maybe. Nope, he takes it like a champ. And a little raspy. All right. Doing it again. I don't know why. Why am I having such a brain fault? An uncounterable carrion feeder. Sure. So we at least get to Village Rites. Still. Got to imagine a board of 1/1s is not going to be very effective against Tron. 8 potentially more mana next turn. Find another Augur, sure. Okay. Well, our opponent kind of finding natural Tron because he fetched the Blast Zone with the Expedition map. All 3 games, I think he found the Tron lands without help. Just bonkers. That's a Wormcoil, and that is my ass. Well, that's pretty good, but it's just not nearly good enough. Play out the Augur, play out the Damping Sphere, but this Wormcoil Engine, it'll hold down the fort until he's able to play out either enough lands that he gets up to the big stuff, or he finds another way to deal with this sphere. Gonna kill the Augur, maybe? He has a Spatial Contortion in hand still. Yep. Well, at least I can sack it. Another Carrion Feeder. Even if I get the feeder up big enough to kill the Wormcoil Engine, the fact that it has Death Touch is kind of just GG. So this one went a little rough. Even those little misplays that I had with like the Damping Sphere in this game, I don't think they would have mattered. The fact that he was able to get Tron and the Blast Zone out. Yeah. Well, he's going to dig a bit. I don't think... Well, he could attack in. Going up to 17. He's not at a threat. I can kind of... The thing is, though, I can blank the life gain from the Wormcoil Engine. So that's maybe an out that I have. What I can do is I can attack in, and then whatever creature is blocked by the Worm Coil, I can sack to the Carrion Feeder. So that's maybe the line that I'm going to have to pursue. I do have 3 Carrion Feeders. It's going to be hard for him to deal with all 3 of them. It kind of looks like he's just spinning his wheels looking for something. Turn off auto yield. So he does attack. Okay. Okay, that's fine. So we put that there. We tap our zombies. And we sack him. Now, unfortunately, these Carrion Feeders can't block, so I'm going to have to put out something that can block this Swarm Coil. Get a land. Okay. Getting beat by my Damping Sphere again. Dumb. Ah, what a moron. All right, let's at least play out the Pithing Needle, naming Expedition Map. Yeah. Okay, attack in. So now we're not out of it yet. Next turn, the Carrion Feeder and the Undead Augur can both be played. Okay, finds a power plant. What else you got? What do you got for 4 mana? Nothing. Is this a win? Huh. Wow. So it took me a few minutes because I was pretty down on this game, but I was able to finally figure out the line. The line now is to put out 2 more creatures, paying appropriately for this Damping Sphere, and then I attack with the 3. And wherever he blocks, I can sack to prevent the lifelink. He's going to probably block here, so then I sack this one, and that's 5 damage. If something else happens, I mean, he might have another Spatial Contortion. Draw a card. Deal damage. Oh, I guess we just get him. Right, the train. All right, so ham fisting, fat fingering, all those good words. That's how you get to a win in Modern. I'm not proud of this game. This game definitely a little shaky. Again, like my third time playing the deck in 3 months, and even then I didn't play it before that. That's a win. That's a pretty cool win through the Worm Coil engine. The power of instant speed stacking. Don't forget that. Go on to game 3. All right. Continuing on with some Dimir Zombies. Got to remember a couple of things. Got to remember my taxes. Number 1, I'm not very good at dealing with taxes. Let's face that. Thalia's always getting me. Dampening Sphere got me last game. We get to play first this game. Also got to remember the Drain from Diregraph Captain and from the Plague Belcher. Okay. Hand's looking okay. Gonna keep it. We got a couple lands. Got our Vial and eventually some 3-drops. Opponent mulliganing down to 6. Let's see if he keeps it. Lot to think about over there, I guess, for the opponent. No, he keeps the 6. All right, so we get to go first. lead on probably the swamp into the Aether Vial. I mean, I don't know what this could really mean other than zombies, but you never know. Maybe the opponent's thinking something different. All right, we got a Bloodstained Mire cracked, so maybe we're up against a Death Shadow deck. It'd be kind of miserable. There's Sacred Foundry, maybe burn. And it's burn again. So, opponent's going to get in for one, and we might be in a little bit of trouble like we were in the first match of this league. Maybe I can get a little bit of retribution, though. So, Aether Vial up a little bit. We draw a land that is not that great. I am going to put it out, though. And we'll bring in the Carrion Feeder at the end of his turn. Ooh, Gruul burn, maybe. Not Gruul, sorry, Naya burn. I made a video on Naya burn, I don't know, about 2 months ago? No, it hasn't been that long. A month ago. And I'd love to revisit that deck. In fact, one comment that I posted on the video 2 days ago, somebody was asking me about playing Naya burn, but with blue. So Naya Zoo with blue. I don't know what he's really thinking of. I definitely got to do some research on that one. But could be a thing. All right, so we'll crack the Polluted Delta, go get a Watery Grave, or tapped, rather. And then we'll put in the Carrion Feeder with the Vial. Unfortunately, we're already down to 13. Opponent's probably in a pretty good position, even after doing a little bit of mulliganing. Okay, Aether Vial up to 2. All right, well, we got the Lords, so we'll put out... Well, I'm going to attack in. Why not? And then it is going to be Geralf's Messenger. Is it Geralf or Geralf? I don't know. He's going to come in. Uncounterable Messenger. He's going to drain the opponent for 2 life and pass it back. Now, next turn we can get out both captains and start doing some real damage to the opponent's face. However, this opponent might be able to actually kill us on this turn if he has the right combination of cards in his hand, in which case, not a whole lot we can do about that. Hopefully he's just got, I don't know, a couple little piddly creatures. That'd be the best thing. How about he has 4 lands in hand? That'd be the best thing, wouldn't it? You know, don't want to win, honestly, do you? There's a Lightning Bolt to start things off. Sure. If only the Messenger... I think if this card was printed today, 100%, it would say deal 2 damage, or your opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. 100%, that's what this card would be. And it would also be a 4/3. Lightning Helix on top of the Swift Spear. So taking another 6, opponent gaining some life, and things are looking a little dicey. At least we're not down to the magic number of 3. That's where we don't necessarily want to be. Okay, so we'll do all that we can do. Our deck doesn't have any real life gain, so that's not going to happen. So, I guess it is just Diregraph Captain out. I think I want to... I gotta leave something back on defense, right? So if I attack in for 2 or 3 now, put him down to 13, and then next turn... yeah, okay. So we lose to 2 burn spells no matter what. So I think the best play is just to go slow, Attack for 2. Hope he has nothing. Play out the messenger. I mean, I didn't need to do it then. Actually, I probably should have just waited, just in case I wanted to bring in the Diagraph Captain. Deal 2 damage to the opponent's face, and then next turn, assuming he doesn't do too much, we can probably take a win. I'm not hopeful for this one, though. I got to imagine that the opponent probably has a combination of cards in hand. Okay. Now, both of these Geralf's Messengers represent an additional 2 damage. All right. Leave the vial on 3. Plague Belcher might be the win. Yeah, I think so. So, put out the captain. Swing in with the team. See how he blocks. 1 on the messenger, 2 on the messengers. I prefer a block here. Okay. Well, that's lethal without the Belcher. So Belcher comes in. We can put him here. Sure. And then sack this fella. Lots and lots of triggers. Nope. Gonna actually target with that one. Oh, he's just dead from that. Jiminy, look at that. Okay. I had to be very careful there, and going forward, this is something to note. The way I stacked those was important because if the Diagraph Captain trigger went off and I lost 1 life, it could have put me into lethal range. He maybe has a lightning bolt in hand, could have responded. So, anyways, continuing to just get lucky. Bring in the Dragon's Claws, like we did in the previous game, and take out... Last time I took out Cryptbreaker and Undead Augur. I think it's still fine to do that. Yeah. Okay, well, I mean, you can see the power of the zombie deck. Proficiency level needs to increase a little bit from this guy. But it's fun, and I kind of want to play it a lot more, try to get a little bit better at it. There are so many lines with this deck that you definitely need to get a lot of reps in with it before you can finally figure it out. That's at least the takeaway that I'm having right now from today. Let's see if he has a Swifty on 1 again. There it is. Good old Swifty. Okay, what do we draw? Another messenger. All right. Well, I'm going to put out the Cryptbreaker. I think the Carrion Feeder is actually a little bit more valuable. I'd rather Cryptbreaker die. Lightning Bolt on the Cryptbreaker, as assumed. Sure thing. Gets in for 2. And is he going to miss a land drop? Ooh, he misses the land. We find the Undead Augur. Well, I think I'm just going to put the Carrion Feeder out now. And then next turn we can start going out with the Messenger. And then follow that up with a Belcher. Hopefully we draw a 1-drop. That'd be real nice. He finds the land. Ooh, okay. Well, I'll take a land. That's fine by me. It's going to get in for another 2. All things considered, down to 15 on turn 3 against Burn. Not the worst position to be in. Unfortunately, the Messenger is going to come in untapped, or tapped, rather. So, can't be blocking Swifty here. Still, going to deal 2 damage to the opponent's face. And he did already blow a Path to Exile, so hopefully he doesn't have an easy answer for the messenger. Not a huge fan of all of these 3-drops in hand. However, if this Goblin Guide comes in and reveals a land, that would be real swell. Ooh, getting desperate over there. So he is going to get in for 3 here, though. Going to have to eventually put up a little bit of defense. Come on, Goblin Guide. You always betray me. Betray Haverly. Havelry? Whatever his name is over there. Didn't give me a land, but did give me a 1-drop, so not the worst. Okay. So the Gravecrawler is going to go out. The question is, do I want to put out a Belcher or the Messenger? Kind of feel like I want to put out the second Messenger. Just to get it on the field. Little bit of drain on the opponent. And then put out the Crawler. Unfortunately, the Crawler can't block and the Messenger's tapped. So, not doing a whole lot to stop what the opponent's up to. However, we do have this fella. If he could chump block something, 100% he will. I wouldn't mind throwing him in front of the Swift Spear. Hopefully trade, not chump. And then come back as a 4-3. Okay, opponent finding a mire. So thinking back to that first game where I let the Eidolon of the Great Rebel live, maybe that was the wrong thing. Maybe that thing needed to get pushed immediately. I'd love to hear what you guys think if you're watching this video, and was that a grievous misplay, or was that a okay line to follow? It definitely didn't work out for me, and especially tapping the swamp instead of the whatever that land is called, the one that creature land brain is not working properly. Cavern of Souls, that's it. That was a big problem. But maybe I should have just Fatal Pushed right from the start. So the opponent does have the Searing Blaze. He's going to help me. Well, not help me. Going to hit me for 3, pump up his Swift Spear, take out my Messenger. Messenger's going to come back, do a little bit of drain. So it would have been a lot nicer if I could have chumped with that, obviously. But now he's able to get in for a bit of damage, uncontested. Reveal a land. Come on, swamp. Okay, polluted delta, not a swamp, but maybe that's okay. Maybe not. No, it's okay. He's going to do 4 damage here. I can still crack this and be relatively safe. So what do we got? We got, well, okay, so here's, I guess, what I got to do. I got to try to win, right? So I attack. He takes 9 damage, and then I Plague Belcher on this Messenger and hopefully deal 11 damage. Let's see if the opponent has anything to respond to my plan. Nope. Looks like we're good. All right. Undying Trigger, come on back. 2 damage to the opponent's face, and hey, pretty convincing win from the Zombies deck. The opponent had quite a slower start in this second game, but hey, I'll take a 2-0 with Zombies. Getting a little better. All right, on to the next one. Okay, going into match 4, we are up 2-1. Get to play first with Zombies. How does this hand look? Yeah, it's okay. We got a little bit of removal, got some draw. We can use that Village Rites on the Crawler. And of course, Aether Vial on 1 is going to be A-okay. Opponent mulliganing down to 6. So a lot of mulliganing from our opponents today, down to 5 cards now. Okay, he keeps his 5. So We go out on the Cabinet of Souls, name zombie, put out in Aether Vial. No secrets here. Opponent, you know what we're doing. Gonna play a bunch of zombies. Crazy ass, decrepit zombies. Look at that art. Love it. Again, another good memory from my early days of Magic. So he's got the Inquisition. I wonder what he takes. Lots of good targets for him. Maybe the Village Rites is the card to take. Let's see. Okay. I'm not too upset about that take. Do need another zombie, though. And that's not another zombie. So I think the play is... Well, no. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put out the Gravecrawler now. I was thinking about putting the Gravecrawler out later, but I'm going to Village Rites it. Maybe I get another 1 CMC creature that I can put out with the Aether Vial on his end step, or when I eventually do this Village Rites. And then we can bring back this Gravecrawler and do another Village Rites on it next turn, assuming we have another zombie. Okay, Renin 6 it is. So are you going to ping the Gravecrawler? That'd be foolish, wouldn't it? Wow. Well, I'm happy about that. I could just get Swamp, it's fine. So, Village Rites, and we hit... Yes! Oh, man. That's beautiful. So now, I get to Vial out a Gravecrawler and kill the Renin 6 on the next turn. Goodness gracious, that went very well. We find a Carrion Feeder. Sure. All right. Bye-bye, Rennie. I kind of want to Village Rites this Gravecrawler, try to find a land. Bring out this Gravecrawler first, though. Find the land. And may as well bring them back out. See, I love this. I love... this is the first time we've seen it. It took us a few games to get to this point. But this is why I was attracted to this deck. This idea of just cycling the Gravecrawlers back and forth. And Fatal Push, going to be really good with Revolt because we'll be able to turn on that with the Carrion Feeder. So we can get rid of this Seasoned Pyromancer. Opponent on a Kruxa over there. We'll put in our Undead Augur. Okay. Bump up the Vial to 3, just in case we draw one of our big things. Lots of 3-drops in this deck. We don't. Well, I'm definitely going to be attacking with both of these. This Augur can end up drawing us quite a few cards. Happy to trade with either of these creatures. He's just going to take it. In which case, I'm going to put out a Carrion Feeder and start sacking, drawing some cards. Another Augur. Okay. Little unfortunate to not hit a 3-drop. So do I Fatal Push the Seasoned Pyromancer now? If I do that, then Kruxa can come out if he has... no, he can't get it out because of this forest. He's going to need a little bit of extra help. Do I care about the Seasoned Pyromancer? I mean, you know what? I don't think I care about it. I think I'm fine just drawing another card. Perfect. All right, opponent's not having any of it. A little bit slow. Not that slow. 40 seconds under him. Okay, what do we bring in against Jund, I guess? Jund Kroxa. Do I want the ley lines? Probably. I got to imagine he's on Termagoyf. He's on Ren and 6. He's on Kroxa. He's got the Seasoned Pyromancer. Tons of stuff that interact with the graveyard. Gonna bring in the 2 ley lines, of course. Could bring in the Plague Engineer to name elementals, but that might be a little bit too cute. Maybe I just don't care about the elementals that much. Okay. 2 Crypt Breakers out, I guess. Sure. So, I mean, Crypt Breaker, although it's a cool card and it definitely draws you some cards, tapping 3 creatures, you want to be attacking with your zombies, of course. And you saw with the Undead Augur and that loop with the Gravecrawlers, you can draw so many cards with this deck. This hand, yeah, a little bit slow, but I think it's keepable. Swamp into Inquisition, of course. Gonna take an Augur, maybe? All good choices from our opponent. Takes an Augur. Sure thing. Okay, we find a Gravecrawler. Awesome. So, go out with the Swamp. Play out the Gravecrawler. My swamps are prettier than his. Well, maybe not. That's a nice swamp too from Eldraine. Eldraine had some crazy cool basic land art. There's the Goyf. Okay. Find the vial. A little bit late on the vial, but I think it's probably okay to put it out. Polluted Delta, we'll crack that, get a Watery Grave, and pass it over to the opponent. Crack it later. Kroxa. Whoa, what's he getting from me? Fortunately, I think it's got to be the Messenger. Okay, opponent's going to get in for a little bit of damage here. Ooh, no, turn off auto yields. Ooh, almost pushed the wrong button. All right, Polluted Delta, like I said, Watery Grave comes in, tapped. Put the vial up to 1. It would have been nice to have the vial on 1, but what can you do? All right. So, attack in with the Gravecrawler. And I guess it's got to be Belcher. Unfortunately, I'm going to be killing my own Gravecrawler here, but let's hope that I'll be able to bring him back next turn. His Termagoyf is a 3/4. A little hard for him to deal with my Plague Belcher, maybe. Inquisition to get the last Augur. That's troublesome. What else you got? Assassin's Trophy. Yes, sir. So now, in a bit of a pickle, because he had the right combination of removal spells, and Kroxa looks to be coming onto the battlefield next turn. Put this up to 2. Boing. Not great. So 5 lands, a few too many. Didn't get the same draw engine that we had in game 1. Definitely need to find that combination of cards. Got to imagine the Kroxa's coming down. Yeah. So whenever you see paying cost and a little bit of a delay, that's them selecting the cards with Kroxa from the graveyard. How do we deal with a Tarmogoyf and a Kroxa? And he didn't shrink the Tarmogoyf all that much, so I think next turn is the last turn I got. I don't know what card I could even draw to be good enough to deal with what the opponent's doing. Diagraph Captain is okay. Unfortunately, I die. So I could put out the Diagraph Captain. I can bring back the Gravecrawler, but he's going to attack. He's going to get the trigger with Kroxa for 3, and I can only block one of these creatures. So I die. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Maybe I have to mulligan a little bit more aggressively, try to find this Leyline of the Void. That might be my only avenue to victory in this matchup. Find out. Sideboard is possibly a little bit outdated. It is the sideboard from the, Uro days. And now that we live in a Uro banned world, it might be okay to revisit that. But when I looked over the list, it looked fine to me. Well, we got the Leyline of the Void. We got an Aether Vial. We get to go first. I think that's a good keep. I don't know how much this is going to weaken him. Of course, he does have access to Assassin's Trophy. We saw it in the last game, so he's able to deal with this fairly cleanly. But it's going to take a few turns. Hopefully slow him down and let us get some pressure out. Ah, man, 3 Inquisitions in a row. Hate that. Gotta imagine he takes the Augur. This card is like the best card in the deck. Super good uncommon from Modern Horizons. Yeah. Definitely the lifeblood of the deck. So we get to pump our vial up. We are a little bit low on cards, and we draw another blank. Last game, few too many lands. This game shaping up to be a little similar. Let's see what the opponent's got. Okay, so now we are at the mercy of the top of my deck. Put out the Watery Grave and kind of hope. Thing is, I like anything that anything that I do draw, I imagine he's going to be able to deal with pretty cleanly. I think it's okay to put it out. If it eats a removal spell, it eats a removal spell. Hopefully this is not a Liliana. This feels like a Liliana to me. And that would be the absolute worst. Okay. So, Fatal Push expected. Tarmogoyf still a 2-3 because of Leyline not being symmetrical. Alright, old Gravecrawler. Get out there, bud. Ooh, the Plague Engineer. All right, opponent's got my number. Naming zombies there is going to be brutal. Man, Plague Engineer, although I'm playing it in the sideboard, I'm going to complain about it for a quick second here. Why did Wizards have to print a card that just shit on Tribal? Everybody loves Tribal. And it's not hurting anybody. Tribals, humans kind of were tier 1 for a little while there. Augur's really good, but I don't know. Yeah. And then you got this Plague Engineer coming in, just ruining everybody's time, trying to play some honest Magic with some fun tribal stuff. Ay. All right. Take 4. All right, the ping this time works well. We get to draw a card, though. Well, Soul Diviner's okay. Swamp, less than okay. All right, well, we get to put out that. What am I doing? He's going to die. Of course he just dies. It'd be cool if I realized that last turn. Why I'm stupid. When I put out the Undead Augur, I should have brought out the Gravecrawler twice and drawn 2 cards. Now I'm realizing it. That's a cool little line when the Plague Engineer's on the battlefield. Keep that in mind if you decide to play this deck. Now, gosh, all right. Well, I get to remove a counter from that, draw a card. That is a Geralf's Messenger, and things are looking a little dicey. He has kind of 7 damage on me right now. So, GG's. A little unfortunate, the Leyline of the Void not working as well as I had hoped it would. All right. Good old Jund, still strong in 2021. Well, we took 1 game off him, though. That's all that matters. So, gonna try to finish this game with a 3-2 finish. Learning lots about the deck, and having a really good time with it. I think it's fun. It has so many crazy things that it can do. So, it's a deck that I'm going to mess around with a lot more, try to get better at it. Like I said before, proficiency level, a little low on this one. Got to get better with it. Okay, we find our opponent for our 5th match. Get to be on the draw for this game. Try to get a trophy. Try to go 3-2. Not trophy. Treasure chest. That's all I want is a treasure chest. Not going to get a treasure chest, though, with a hand like this. So, throw it back. This one looking a little bit better. Sure. Keep it. Get rid of one of the carrion feeders. And let's see what our opponent's on. Opponent also mulligan down to 6. So keeping with the theme of today, everybody is on the mulligan plan. Well, we'll throw him out. Drew another Cavern of Souls. I'd prefer not to have any more lands, or at least just a few. Just keep it to a low number. So, a Selesnya deck, maybe Heliod Company. That's okay. Voice of Resurgence, it could be that. So, not what I wanted to see. But throw out the Cryptbreaker. Hey, if I start drawing some more lands with over the next couple of turns with the Cryptbreaker, I can start making zombies with them. Maybe that's your purpose, little buddy. Break open the crypt, all the lands, break them open, and make some zombies. This might be an E-Witness getting back a land, full value deck. I love the opponent's deck. His type of deck is one of my favorites. I don't play it too much these days anymore, but just like creature value decks, just awesome. Chef's kiss. I don't know how good they are anymore, but... And Voice of Resurgence, super awesome card with cool art. So there's a land. Unfortunate. Play out another Cavern of Souls. So I could go on the zombie plan. I could also go on the... I kind of like the Diregraph Captain a little bit better, because that's going to allow me to present blockers at least. I'm not going to block. Don't tell them that. But I'm going to present a blocker with the Cryptbreaker as a 2/2, and I can tap these 3 to draw a card. I think that's probably the best avenue I can take at this moment. Opponent not really presenting too much of a threat. We're still both pretty healthy. 4th land for the opponent that he got back with the Ewit. And he's not attacking. So I wonder if this is a Coco. Could be the case. All right, well, we go on our tap plan. Plague Belcher's good. Polluted Delta less good. think it's messenger time. I got to imagine the opponent is sitting on a collected company. And if that's the case, it could just be game over. No, I don't want to swing. Okay. So here comes the prophesize. Oh, it's not. Wow, the opponent just didn't have a turn 4 play. Insane for us. He's got a Ghost Quarter, though. Archangel Thune. Hang on a second. You're not allowed to play that card. So that's... things are looking dicey. Okay, so first things first, let's draw a card. I think I want to sacrifice the messenger. Deal a couple of damage. Grow the carrion feeder. I guess I attack in with the messenger. Am I making a mistake here attacking? Hang on, I gotta figure this out with math. So if I put out the Plague Belcher, I don't think I attack. I think I just drain him. So if I have 2 drains on the battlefield, I can put out both of these creatures as well, sack everything, and just go for a mega drain. Yeah, I don't think that's... I think I'm gonna pull back my attack. I wish I were a slight bit smarter. That's what I need to be. Okay. So I think this is the play. Put out the Belcher. Can't be countered. Good old Cavern of Souls. Put the -2s on this guy. Good. Next, sack the messenger to the Belcher. And we get a bunch of triggers. So drain the opponent for 1, drain the opponent for 1. Bring back the messenger. Yeah. 2 more damage on the messenger. Drain for 2, drain for 2. All right. Zombies, we don't need to attack. Cool. Maybe I could have attacked there with the Geralf's Messenger. Maybe it was irrelevant, but I didn't need it. Definitely had the damage with both of these pinging the opponent's face. Oh boy. All right. What do we bring in? Feed the Swarm might be a good card to bring in because it is destroy target creature as well. It's a good way to get rid of that Archangel of Thune. Sure, I'm going to take 5 damage, but getting her off the battlefield will be essential. Also got a little bit lucky last game that the opponent didn't have the turn 4 play and a fairly weak turn 3 play. Plague Engineer, his creatures are too spread out. That would be the only other card that maybe could come in, but I don't think I need it. So, Crypties out. Although Cryptbreaker did a lot of work there last game, maybe I've been pooping on old Cryptbreaker maybe a little bit too much, and maybe he deserves to be in the deck. Maybe. Maybe it's something like this. Take out a Cryptbreaker and a Soul Diviner. Sure. All right, let's see if we can make it happen. I'm very happy. Not doing super great in this league, but I'm very happy that we are seeing some of the cool interactions that the deck does have. And like I said, once I get a little bit better with it, hopefully play it a little bit better to a higher level and see more of that cool stuff. I think the deck's got some real wheels. Okay, Cavern of Souls on zombie. Aether Vial out. Pass it back. A Charming Prince. A foily Charming Prince. Foils on MTGO just look... Some of them look okay. I like my full art lands. This looks atrocious. He scried with the Charming Prince. He put 2 of those cards on the bottom of his library. Good news for us. Okay. So Vial goes up. Throw out yet another Cavern. And I guess... Gonna be a Soul Diviner, and then we can bring out Carrion Feeder, probably. And then start making a giant Carrion Feeder, which then I can use the +1/+1 counters from the on the Carrion Feeder to draw with the Soul Diviner. Love that little interaction there. Again, not my deck. This is a deck that was conceived by Aspiringspike, a very, very good and becoming very popular modern streamer. On Thin Ice, a little unfortunate. I really would have liked to keep that Soul Diviner around. Opponent gets in for 3 with the Exalted trigger from the Noble Hierarch. Okay. So, still going to be putting out the Carrion Feeder. Okay. I'm going to put the Aether Vial on the stack, and I kind of want to use it now, I think. Yep. Okay. And then we'll put it up to 2. So you can always respond to the trigger of the Aether Vial, use it before you have to put it up to 2, if that's what you want to do. Next, we'll put out the Crypt Breaker. Tack in for 2 is what I'm going to do here. No blocks, I'm sure. Sack the Gravecrawler. Grow the Carrion Feeder just a little bit. And then bring back the Gravecrawler. I didn't need to put out the Crypt Breaker before combat there, but whatever. Questing Beast from the opponent. Hoo hoo hoo. No attack? Well, yeah, there's no reason to attack with the Charming Prince with the Exalted trigger. Get in for 5. He could have gotten in for 6, but this is fine. He leaves back a blocker. Okay, well, we need a black source because this Fatal Push, nice, is not going to be happening. But I guess we have an extremely uncounterable Diregraph Colossus. I keep wanting to call him Diregraph Colossus. Wow. Mushmouth. Yeah. Attack in with the Carrion Feeder. Let's see what he does. I would love a block. Opponent's too clever for that. I'm too stupid for that. That's fine. I don't need to put out the captain yet. Maybe I can trick him into attacking with the Charming Prince. It was all part of my ingenious plan. Ooh. So what does he take? Probably. It's got to be the captain, right? Yeah. Okay. That's stupid. I should have... Well... So I could have eaten it with that, but if I can kill this Skyclave... I can get a 3/3. I'm not sure. Okay. So we're still hoping for a Swamp. Swamp's great because Fatal Push will be activated when I start sacking the Gravecrawler to the Carrion Feeder. Yeah. Draw a card. Another Crypt Breaker. Still digging for that vital Swamp. A little unfortunate to find all the Cavern of Souls. That's not a swamp. Okay. Let's see what he does. He's gotta. I think he has to block here. If he doesn't block with the Charming Prince, yeah, he would have died. Okay. All right, it's gonna come. It's gonna be very, very close. We have a lot of damage with this Diregraph Captain, potentially. The Geralf's Messenger alone represents 6 damage. He's forcing it now. Okay. But I get to go get my swamp. I was dumb last turn. I missed 2 points of damage. I don't know why I didn't. I was thinking it in my head, and then I just didn't end up doing it. For some reason, I thought I could do it at instant speed. I could always make a zombie. Yeah. So if I sack him one more time, hang on. Maybe is he just dead? If I sack him one more time, no, it's 1 damage. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's not enough. 7. If I make a zombie with the Crypt Breaker first. Oh, this game is too complicated. Okay. Shit. You didn't see that. You didn't see that. Yeah, Crypt Breaker. I think I talked about it at one point. He does 1 damage, and you end up doing a lot of damage to yourself. Oh, what an idiot! All right, so Questing Beast, kind of giving it to us. Ooh. All right, keep it. Lots of draw. Yeah, that I'm just dumb. Maybe there was a way I could have won that. Again, that's another game I need to go back and kind of study a little bit. I would love to hear if there was a line that I completely ignored, especially when I missed 2 damage. I was stupid. I should have sacrificed the Crypt Breaker. Not Crypt Breaker, the Gravecrawler on the previous turn, brought him back twice, 2 damage to the face. Maybe that would have helped things out a little bit. But other than that, what else did I miss? I'm sure I missed something. Just being a dingus. Being a dingus. Now I'm all flustered and thrown off. That's fine. That's fine. Get this. Let's see if he has a Path to Exile. Doesn't look like it. Voice of Resurgence. Okay. Do you think he trades the Voice of Resurgence for an Undead Augur? I would. Yeah. Okay, let's draw some cards. He makes a baby. We get to feed the Swarm and a Messenger. Good. Both good cards. Take 2. Looks like he's missing his land drop here. I probably shouldn't have said that. Okay. So we hit our land drop. How badly do I need to get rid of that ooze? Pretty badly, right? Especially with him on two lands. All right. I wonder if this deck needs like a little bit of life gain just to help mitigate some of the damage that you end up doing to yourself over the course of the game. There's a Temple Garden untapped, so that means he's got something good. Oh my god, this guy's playing some old school stuff. I hope he didn't misunderstand the tracker card and think it could fight something. Oh, okay. Yeah. That sucks. Draw land, draw land. Gonna get in for 3. Ouch. So we've drawn a lot of cards, but nothing that's really helping. Fatal Push helps. Got to be careful now with this Undead Augur. It's obviously going to be doing a lot of damage to me over the course of the game. It might even be worth it to Village Rites him instead of the Geralf's Messenger like I was thinking. I really like the tracker. That's cool. That's a cool card. All right. So he's probably going to hit the Augur. Oh. Well, that's not going to happen. That's fine. Drawing cards. Really need a Carrion Feeder right now. Get in for 1. Okay. Not a Carrion Feeder. So, I think I attack. Do I attack with both? I think so. See how he blocks. I think he's dead. If he took the 6, he would have died. Okay. So now, is it Belcher plus Captain or Geralf's Messenger plus Belcher? Maybe it's Captain. No, that can't be the right. Well, maybe. Oh, I wish I knew what to do. What combination of these two cards do I need to put out? He's at 6 life, 2 cards in hand. He's just got a tracker, so I'm not really threatened. How do I win next turn? The Belcher with Menace is going to be huge, so I kind of want to get that onto the battlefield. And then I think, yeah, okay. So I think I'm going to go this way. Put out the Captain. And then put out the Plague Belcher. Put these on the Messenger. And now the Garrul's Messenger in hand might be that 2 damage of reach that I need to get in. I can also play out the Captain to pump up everybody. And there we go. Get it. Hard fought battle with the zombie deck. But hey, 3-2 is pretty good for somebody who had clearly zero idea what he was doing with that deck. I want to play this more. This thing is friggin' cool. Maybe the sideboard, a little bit of changes here. The main board, I don't know, I like it. It seemed like it was working perfectly well. Got to figure out what to side in and out a little bit better, but overall, cool. Let's open some chests. Why not? Yay. That's not good. Let's open a couple more. Hey, that's cool. How do I make this bigger? So we got a... do people play EDH online? Maybe. Got a couple of them. We'll open them all. Mizium Mortars, whatever. Come on, big thing. Always watching the opposite of a big thing. That's cool art. Yeah. Couple more to open. Shattered Grove. Why not? Hey, Force of Vigor. That's an okay hit. I already have a couple of them. I don't know what they're doing because all of the Modern Horizons cards are kind of in flux as far as value goes. And that's a cool pet. And that was the last one. All right, so Dimir Zombies in Modern. I think this deck could do a lot better than I did with it. Yeah, try it out if you're interested in it. I think it's fantastic. It's also fairly budget friendly. I think the most expensive card you're going to be looking at is probably Cabinet of Souls and Aether Vial, but those cards very versatile. All the zombie cards are a couple of dollars here and there. It's I don't know how much this deck is, but I imagine it's fairly cheap. Anyways, thanks for watching. Let me know what you thought about the gameplay. Tell me about all my misplays, because holy moly, there were more misplays in this league than I think there have ever been in any of my videos. Point them out. I'd love to know where I went wrong. Take care for now. Have a great day, and see you next time.